So I'm sure you've seen all these crazy screenshots of Shopify and marketers with their Klaviyo screenshots, and you're like, why isn't this working? Or maybe you don't even know the potential that email has for your Shopify store. But no matter what, if you're running into this, it's because I know you don't prioritize emails. And I get it. Paid ads are fun, scaling to the moon, Chad scaling, however you want to say it. It's really fun. But I've done emails for the last 5 years now, and I've seen the opportunity that email has given to brands to actually scale their company more because they aren't relying on 100% of their revenue to come from Meta or Google or organic content. So I get it, right? You only send like maybe one email per week. You're only sending discounts and special offers, and you definitely don't dive deep on automations. So with that lineup, you wouldn't be getting results like this. You would only be getting minimal results that makes email look like a need to have. And the translation of all of this is really that your subscribers forget you exist. Your subscribers see your brand as a discount catalog, and you leave low hanging fruit on the table by not having automations that are dialed. So it's important that you remain top of mind. Being forgotten is a major thing in the e-commerce space. And so if you're sending one email a week, you have one email in your abandoned checkout flow, and you're only sending discounts, you don't value it, your audience isn't going to value it, and they're going to forget you exist. People really got a goldfish brain. So it's important we recognize that right here. The average adult typically pays attention to a task for about 8 seconds. You could also see that they get about 120 emails a day. The average adult is exposed to an average 247 marketing messages a day. And 28% of the average adult's time a day is spent on social media, where marketing is everywhere. So being top of mind is hard to do, especially if you're relying on paid ads to get that frequency. I mean, you can spend thousands of dollars on an ad and have the average frequency only be 2 or 3 times per viewer. That is just simply not enough. And I mean, we've all heard about this rule of seven, right? It's the big sales rule of seven that everyone talks about, but it's actually wrong. You can see even right here. It's just a marketing ploy from Hollywood to get people to watch more movies. They came up with some math for this that someone needed to see a movie poster 7 times to be convinced to go watch a movie. And then I don't know how this got adapted into the sales culture, into marketing, but damn, did it last a long time. But it's wrong. It is wrong. People need to see your messaging 10 to 30 times before making an order. And so if you're relying on paid ads to do this, you're going to be burning a hole in your pocket, especially when there are things like email marketing that are just a fraction of the cost of paid ads to send one email, to send a dozen emails. I think the average ROI on email marketing is like $38 for $1 spent, is the study that is always passed around. Who knows? It could be more, it could be less. But the thing is here is this is what that looks like, right? Is 42 email flows and 16 campaigns per month. But when you do this properly and you have all this installed, you're going to see a 25% increase in revenue. You're going to see a higher customer lifetime value. So they're spending more money over the course of their business with your brand. And you're going to see consistent revenue, right? Paid ads are consistent until they aren't. Emails are consistent as long as you do them right forever. So of course, if you're landing in spam or promotions and you're not segmenting your list and you're not creating emails that are actually valuable to your audience, of course, none of this will happen. But when you do it right, you reach the regular inbox, you send content that your audience cares about, speaking to their exact pain points, their exact lifestyles, their exact dream outcome, and you're following up with them with automations. Well, someone that comes into your funnel today might not place an order for 3 months, but you can follow up with them for 3 months and then they become a customer. And as long as your product does what it says it does and it gives that customer a good experience, they're going to be coming back for more later. And because they're a repeat customer, they're probably going to be telling about their friends and their family about your brand and the good experience that they had. And let me tell you a story about this real quick. It's about this brand Chewy. It's a dog food company. And unfortunately, people's dogs die. And the first thing that people think of when their dog dies isn't canceling their Chewy subscription. So inevitably, the next month comes around and the bag of dog food shows up. Probably a traumatizing experience for that dog owner who just lost their dogs. But instead of, just charging the person their money and not fixing the situation, Chewy goes through, they call the customer or the customer calls them, they refund them their money, and then they send flowers to the customer because the odds of someone that had a dog that passed away getting another dog is really high. Now, that customer that lost their previous dog and gets a new dog, they aren't going to buy dog food from anyone else for the rest of any dog that they have's lives. Pardon me. But the point is that customer experience matters. And when you have the right frameworks in place, you can, one, make more money, but you can also build a better experience. So the real person buying from your brand on the other side of the product is ecstatic about what they get from your company. And this is how that really looks, is when you send weekly campaigns and you have the right setup, you can have regular days and regular emails producing, 3 to 10K per email. This is just a regular content. And when you make it a special place to be and you're not discounting every freaking email and you send 1 or 2 promotions per month, you can build out series of campaigns that get exorbitant results. This is one promotion over the course of 4 days. And you could see 43K, 8K, 17K, 8K, 19K, 6K, 18K, 5K, right? It's like $100,000 in 4 days just because we're not discounting all the time. And we're very clear with the email list. We tell them, hey, we're going to be doing 1 or 2 discounts a month. That's it. And people still buy on a regular basis because they're like super fans and they run out of their product or share it with a friend. And then when we run a special promotion, they actually show up. And that's all because email is a great place to be. Plus, that automation setup I just showed you earlier, that fills all the gaps and creates real revenue on autopilot, so you don't have to do any more heavy lifting than is necessary, all right? But this is all that comes from building a proper email marketing system, is that you get 25% more revenue, probably 35% of your total revenue. It's just like trying to figure out the attribution settings, right? I'm just say 25% increase in revenue. You get a higher CLTV, so new customers turn into repeat customers and end up spending more over their time as a customer with your brand. And the revenue is actually consistent. So you might have a winning ad today, but by the end of the month, it might fatigue and you need to get a new creative running. But with email, these automations need to be changed like once a quarter if you're really trying to change them up, but realistically, once every 6 months is fine. And then the campaigns, they keep your brand top of mind week over week so that you can get results like this on regular content. And then when you make it a special place to be by sending 1 to 2 promotions per month, and people actually need to react to that promotion because they know it's going to be 3 weeks until that next promotion, well, they actually show up. So anyone that needs a financial incentive to continue being a customer with you, they're going to take that 10, that 15, that 20% off and run with it. But you can see it's not that complicated. This is a lot of emails to set up once, but then you don't have to touch them for a while. And 16 campaigns per month, you shouldn't spend more than 20 to 30 minutes on an individual email. So this won't take long at all to get a month ahead on the content. And then the only part after that that you need to pay attention to is looking at the data. So seeing who actually clicks your emails, what topics do they open, what topics get the most revenue, what links are being clicked the most. Because on the back end of email, you can just actually see what people want. If you're emailing about a specific problem or a specific product and you're seeing people specifically clicking links more than another, they are telling you what they're interested in. For example, we saw this one brand had one of their top clicked products wasn't in the top ordered products. So for the next couple weeks, we focus on educational stuff, objection handling, storytelling with that same product that was clicked a lot. And it ended up being one of the top products sold over the next 3 weeks because we saw people were clicking into that product. They were interested in it, but there was some price objection. There were questions about how the product worked. And so we answered the call from the customers just telling us what they wanted. So, anyways, this is why you're not getting results like this. It's because you're not prioritizing emails, you're not doing the right thing. And when you treat email like a real sales channel, it becomes a real sales channel. And if you need help setting up any of this, you can book a call below. You can ask me a question on LinkedIn or Instagram. And you can subscribe to this channel because this is where I put all my strategies and ideas around email marketing. I put up over $30 million with email lists over the last 5 years, working with some of the top brands in the space. My name is Jack White. Remember it, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.